Hey everyone, finally welcome to our Better Late Than Never Wellness Wednesday. I'm here with the fat flush cook herself, Teresa Paff. Say hi to everybody, Teresa.
Hi everybody.
Hi, and thank you for being with us this lovely day of June. And we're planning for Wellness Wednesday a Super Sunday birthday party. So that's why she's with me right now.
The birthday girl.
The birthday girl is having another walk around the sun. That's what it feels like these days. Rather than a run around the sun, it's a walk around the sun.
Yes.
So what we're going to have for that wonderful birthday party is to invite all of you to a virtual potluck.
Yes, we need your help.
We need all of your help. So we've decided to make this virtual potluck dairy-free, gluten-free, and sugar-free. Dairy-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, throw in grain-free as well as gluten-free. So if you are coming to our potluck, my birthday party on Sunday, what would you bring? We're looking for sides, we're looking for snacks, we're looking for even soups, we're looking for main dishes, and we're looking for desserts. And just to give you an idea of what we're actually doing, and Teresa will provide the recipes, we're making something very special for our guests. It's a birthday brunch lunch. And what are we serving, Teresa?
Well, first of all, we're going to make a lovely seafood tower with some special sauces.
A Northwest seafood tower. And what are we going to put in that Northwest seafood tower?
Well, we're going to have a little smoked salmon. And we're going to have some crab.
And why are we having smoked salmon? Because salmon is high in omega-3s, which is good for the brain, the heart, and the joints, just like our super EPA.
That's right. That's right.
Which we'll also be serving that day to make sure that everybody's brain, hearts, and joints are working properly. For all of our meals, we have all the Unikey supplements out, and we invite people to take a digestive element, a little bile builder, and some super EPA. Okay, so we've got the smoked salmon, yum.
Yeah, and we were thinking of some crabs, some scallops, shrimp.
And some shrimp.
Some shrimp.
And what kind of greens? Because bitter is better.
Bitter is better. Arugula.
We're going to have an arugula green salad with... What else are you going to put on there?
Let's see.
Some shaved beets.
Yes. Oh, that'd be delicious.
To give some iron and to give some color, and maybe some shaved carrots.
Yes, we love to do the carrots. It gives that little bit of sweetness.
And hearts of palm, which I adore.
Yes, hearts of palm.
And little scallions.
Mm-hmm.
And the special dressing. Now, here's what is important to understand, because bitter is better. It's going to be good for the gallbladder, good for the liver, good for the bile. So we're going to have a dressing that's made with the best bitter herb known to man, which is...
horseradish.
Horseradish, because I give thanks to my mother who taught me about the virtues of horseradish. We put in everything, including meatloaf.
Yes. You taught me that tip from your mother, and it makes all the difference. So good.
It's the special ingredient for all the sauces. So tell me what you're going to bring. We want you to write everything in the comments. Is it going to be a soup, a sauce, a side, a snack, or is it going to be a lovely dessert?
And something to keep in mind is summer has arrived here. It's very warmish. So think about that when you're thinking about what you're bringing to our potluck.
What are we bringing in terms of dessert? What did we decide?
We didn't even decide yet.
I decided.
Oh, what did you decide?
I decided we're going to make little key lime pilots, little tartlets.
Little tartlets,
now,
tartlets.
How are we going to do that if we're dairy-free? Tell our listeners and our viewers what we would do. Instead of the cream, what would we use?
Well, we would use coconut cream instead, and we would use avocados to help make it creamier.
Avocados!
Yeah.
Wow!
And it makes it so healthy, but it gives it that beautiful color, and it makes it creamier.
So we could use the avocados. And why would avocados be healthy, Miss Teresa?
Well, I know that they're very healthy fats also, right?
And high in glutathione.
Oh, glutathione, I forgot.
And we all need glutathione to kind of detoxify ourselves these days. The more detox, you can't have a diet without detox. And I'm the fat flush queen, I should know this.
That's right.
And what are we going to do for the crust? Give people some ideas of good crust. Now, we don't use a lot of rice flour in this house. We're definitely gluten-free as much as we can be. What kind of crust are we going to make?
Well, I think one of our very favorites is to use nuts. I think we'll probably use pecans. And it's really surprising, because
I love pecans.
yes, and they're so easy to use for a crust. In fact, we just put them in
I love them.
I know, they're so good.
What about macadamia nuts? Could you use
my
macadamia?
goodness, those would be really
Because
good as
of
well.
of all the nuts known to man, from almonds to peanuts to pine nuts to pecans, macadamias are they're the most stable.
Oh, I didn't even realize that part.
It was an old favorite of Dr. Atkins. Whenever we went out to dinner, we'd have all these macadamia nuts encrusted different types of fish. He really enjoyed it. So we could use a macadamia. Could we make macadamia flour crust and teach people how to do a nut crust?
We should give it a try. Definitely,
We're
we
going to
can.
give it a try because what we're finding is we've been using sometimes coconut flour, and we've been using the other kind of flour is now chestnut flour, but it kind of burns a little bit. It's very
It does.
fragile.
It is a little fragile, and it's very rich too. But I have tried a mix that worked really well too, which was we used a little tiger nut flour with a little of the chestnut flour, and the
Tiger nut, I adore
worked
that
really
too.
well.
And they're very high in kind of like resistant starch, so it's good for you, it's good for the gut. And so anytime we have an event, and this is what I want to share with you on this Wellness Wednesday, we use it as a teaching experience.
Yes.
So all of our friends that come know it's going to be dairy-free, gluten-free, mostly grain-free, and sugar-free. So what do we use for sweeteners? We found one sweetener that really does well in cakes and cookies. And we have a lot of things coming up this summer. We have a 4th of July celebration. We have my birthday next week, this week. Oh my God,
Soon,
it's just
soon.
so quick. And then we've got a little birthday party for my little grandson who's going to be 5 years old. Happy birthday, Caleb! And he's going to have a Legos birthday cake. So the point being here is, what are we going to use for the sweetener that people will really like?
Well, we have been using Lakanto monk fruit maple syrup for one thing. That works
Can
really
you grab
well.
it from the fridge?
Sure.
She's going to show this to you. Of all the things we've been using, this really works the best. I think
really
that straight
does.
monk fruit sometimes can have a funky taste. Stevia I don't care for in cooked foods. Or we can use a little bit of Flora-key. So this is what we use. Now this has a little erythritol, but we find that in the amounts that we use, people don't have digestive illness.
Yeah,
Well,
just we use small amount, and it's got a really wonderful maple flavor. It's almost like real maple syrup.
So this is kind of like our go-to. And if we go out to eat and we eat these gluten-free pancakes that are made from 100% buckwheat only, we take our Lakanto maple syrup. Now, in preparation for my birthday, Unikey is deciding to do something very special. And this is all a prelude to the weird and wonderful remedies that are up front. So what Unikey is going to do is do a special sale on Build Your Own Bundle.
Oh, nice.
So if you've been a Unikey user for how many years?
Oh, at least probably 12 years.
12 years. So
Yeah.
what would your Build a Bundle be?
You mean if I could pick whatever I wanted?
Three different
Oh
products.
gosh, this is really tough.
What about the
because I
daily
love them.
greens?
I love the daily greens.
And how would you use them?
Well, I love to put them in my smoothies, but the surprising thing about these daily greens are that you can even mix them in water and drink them and they still taste good.
I think what I like about this is it has natural celery leaves in there, and celery leaves are a very high source of sodium. They're a high source of bioavailable sodium. And I have just taken a blood test, which I encourage everybody to do. As a matter of fact, if all of our Wellness Wednesdays we focus on somebody's blood test and I teach you how to analyze it, I would really adore that, because I just took a blood test and I am low in sodium.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
And
it's
when you're
very
low in
interesting.
sodium, it shows that you're low. It shows that you have hypo-functioning adrenals. So with all the stress of doing a new book, which of course you all should be buying, even
Yes,
as we speak,
absolutely.
hold on just a minute, commercial time. Radical longevity, it takes an awful lot out of you, and it showed up in my blood test. The doctor said everything else is perfect. Vitamin D is good, calcium is good, but your sodium is low. And that is something I see in everybody's blood test that I analyze, because I work with so many people. When it starts going lower than 135, I know you need a little help, and it's primarily an adrenal stress response. So get this book so I'm not stressed anymore. And I won't have to tell you to keep buying it and getting your 3 free downloads. And actually, it's 6 free gifts we're giving away.
Oh, how wonderful.
3 downloads, and we're giving them that lovely bath oil from CS Health.
Yes, I have tried it. It's wonderful.
The broccoli seed oil, because it's really good for the skin, good topically, and it's good to take internally in their Vitalica Plus. Then we've got that little silver cloth, that cleaning cloth,
Oh yeah.
which I use on my phone.
I know, it's a really helpful little thing, definitely.
I think you're going to enjoy that. So get cut your radical longevity, please. I've just done wonderful interviews with people like J.J. Virgin. I just did the John Tesh podcast, and there's some wonderful things coming up in Bottom Line. And Real Simple, we're featured in an interview.
Isn't that wonderful?
So you have to go to radicallongevitybook.com, radicallongevitybook.com. And if you can give us a wonderful review on Amazon, we will be so grateful for you. We will bless you and your progeny from here on in.
Yes, absolutely. And besides, can I put my little pitch in? Because I love this book. And you saw my copy. It's all marked up, and I have little dividers taped in there because it's like a wealth of information in here.
Well, I have to tell you a story, and this is a weird and wonderful story to match the theme of today, which is the weird and wonderful remedies that work. I have a client that bought this book for her husband. Her husband reads the book and decides that he's got to take a ferratin blood test because I talk about how important stored iron is in terms of overall health. He goes to his doctor. The doctor says, well, we haven't done that ever. I think it's time. His ferritin was 10 times more than what I considered to be healthy. He was a walking time bomb. So I got a thank you note from him because this book, Radical Longevity, saved his life. He was literally on the verge of having probably a heart attack because high iron is one of the risk factors of heart attack, more important than cholesterol and more important than smoking. So that is my weird and wonderful story. Now there's a call that somebody's showing me something about a drink. So let me just see here. Matt, can I see that, please?
Diana is asking about the cranberry drink.
So the cranberry drink. Oh, okay. This is the signature fat flushing food. This is good for cellulite people. This is good for detoxification. It opens up the liver. It's good for the skin, and even though it tastes a bit acidic, it burns with an alkaline ash, just like lemons. So we take this because when we have to get thinner faster and feel fitter, stronger, and longer, we take 1 ounce of cranberry juice unsweetened with 7 ounces of water. To your health. Let's drink. L'chaim, everybody, to life, till 120.
Mm-hmm. I live on this stuff.
and I like to bathe in it. Not quite. I've been drinking this for like 30 years, my friends. It really works. And it's an anti-parasitic. It gets rid of parasites. It was used by the Native Americans to get rid of parasites. I learned about this when I studied with Dr. Parcells many, many years ago. Okay, so for your first bundle, if we had 3 products, it would be Green's formula because of the wonderful celery leaf taste. What else would you put in the bundle?
I love the Flora-key.
And why do you like Flora-key? This is our probiotic. It's a prebiotic and probiotic, my friends. Why do you like it?
I like it so much because I don't like swallowing so many capsules, and there's just a little scoop. You can scoop it into your smoothie or your drink, but you taught me also that I can use it in desserts in place of sugar. It's got a slightly sweet taste, and I love sprinkling it on top of baked things.
So here's what we're going to do this summer, because we have a ton of people coming. We have like 80 people coming to the party, and I've got friends and fans and family that's coming for the next couple of months. We're going to start making homemade ice cream using coconut milk or cashew milk, or what other milk? Sesame seed milk, and we're going to use our natural sweetener is going to be this natural probiotic, which is Flora-key, that gets sweeter as it gets colder. Let's see with this.
Excellent.
I think this you can use this. You can't use this in heating, but you can use this in cooling and freezing.
Yes.
So would you remember I said that?
I will remember. I will
that.
make a note of it.
All right. Third product. What I have here are my favorites, which is the adrenal formula. But you tell me yours. I have the adrenal formula. I have MagKey, the best magnesium on the market because it's got 4 different types of magnesium. And our copper-free and iron-free daily multiple that everybody should be taking if they want to save themselves from growing older. They want to postpone aging and get older later. This is what you need because it's copper-free and iron-free. So what would be your third one?
I do have a little wonderful story to tell you about your MagKey. I love MagKey because, like Ann Louise said, it has all 4 of the most important forms of magnesium in one capsule. And one of my sons was having a lot of difficult muscle aching spasms from an accident he had been in, and he had tried everything and nothing was helping. And
oh wow!
When you suggested he take MagKey, it changed everything for him.
And it's also good to get rid of kidney stones.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy.
So because of the calcium oxalate stones, this will start to disintegrate them. So you need that on a daily basis. Remember, it's 5 milligrams per pound of body weight.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. What about? Super EPA. Any stories about that? What about our parasite formulas?
Oh, well, they're the best. They're the best I've ever seen, actually.
And see, Teresa, besides being the fat flush cook, was originally a colon hydrotherapist, and that's how I met her. I met her nearly 20 years ago because she was the assistant colon hydrotherapist. And the colon hydrotherapist needed detox remedies for her clients. So people were using everything from this Dr. Schultz brand to Rise and Shine to maybe the Irons detox, everything under the sun. But the one that worked the best, and she became a very good follower of Unikey, was the Vermi-key and the Paraplus. So tell people what happened when they started using those formulas.
Okay, lovely story. But honestly,
Here's the Vermiplus.
honestly, when we were doing colon hydrotherapy and people took the Vermiplus and the Flora-key, they had so much better and faster results. I mean,
And what did you see coming out? Because seeing is believing. I know what I used to see. We have a home colon hydrotherapy unit right now, my friend. So we actually look.
Well, we did actually see a lot of people had
Go ahead.
different kinds of parasitic infections. We saw balls of worms, we saw eggs, we saw cysts.
Threads and long
Threads,
spaghetti-looking
yes.
things. And you also see, this is one thing I remember Kathy Moe talking to us about, may she rest in peace, was that you'd see a lot of people that had these seeds coming out. They look like little pumpkin seeds, and they were actually, I think they were either tapeworms
They were either
or
tapeworms
flukes.
really amazing. And I do have another amazing story too. One of our clients back then she was a brilliant young woman, actually going to be an attorney in college, and she was having all kinds of problems that she had never had before. Her brain felt foggy, and
Like so many people today.
yes, and so of course we had tried to make sure she had no candida. We used the YC cleanse and
Yay.
other things, and it still didn't get better. And so finally, our mutual friend and my mentor back then, Kathy Moe, realized that she had a type of parasites that were microscopic, that were actually
Oh,
in
like
her brain. And
like the amoeba, which
Yes.
can go into the brain?
yes,
Was it an amoeba?
I'm not sure
Because the
now.
amoeba can definitely go to the brain.
I'm not sure exactly what it
gosh.
was, but through colon hydrotherapy and through using the products, the Vermiplus.
The Vermiplus and the
And the
Parakeet, which we don't have
Parakeet.
in right now.
Yeah, and then also she was on the YC cleanse, and she got better. It was astonishing. Her mind cleared up. She was eventually able to go back to school.
Wow.
And she had been to many medical doctors who would not think to look for any such
Because
a thing.
doctors don't look for parasites. They
No.
don't believe they exist, and they still exist, especially if you eat out a lot and if you go to salad bars or sushi. We know we've heard all kinds of stories.
I think hers happened from traveling somewhere she wasn't used to. I think that's where she first got exposed.
But we all get exposed because you don't know who's working in the back room, so to speak. You don't know how
That's true.
sanitary places have.
That's true, and a lot of times people don't properly wash the fruits and vegetable salad greens and things like that.
Especially the salad, especially the lettuce, which is why when I go out to eat, I don't have salad. So people will look at me and say, top nutritionist, she doesn't eat salad. Well, it's because a lot of it can be contaminated. There's sand, there are eggs, and because I studied with parasitologists for the past 40 years, I'm very careful about what I eat, and that's the reason that we Clorox all of our food. So we're very careful in the house, and all that seafood will be properly cleansed, properly blessed, and properly enjoyed.
Yes, it will. Definitely.
So on to some of the wonderful and weird remedies. Weird remedy number 1 is pine nut oil, extra virgin pine nut oil, and I think this brand name is Siberian Reflections. Siberian Reflections. I used to get the Siberian tiger, and I can't find it as easily, so this is the one we now use. So this is a story that I'll tell you about. This is the best remedy for GI distress, for IBS, for problems with GERD, with problems with heartburn, and problems with ulcers. And I gave this to a friend of mine who was rushed to the hospital because she had terrible GI pain. and they took all kinds of scopes, and the doctor said, you know, you've had a history of ulcers, but they're healing now. What are you doing to heal the ulcers? Well, she's taking the pine nut oil, 1 teaspoon 3 times a day, and the doctor could see in the scope that her ulcers were actually healing.
That's incredible.
So this has a special kind of essential fatty acid that actually heals the mucous membranes, and it's very good as well for the skin because it has a little bit of this gamma-linolenic acid that's the best acid for the skin. GLA will keep wrinkles away, and this is what this is a wonderful source of. So that's weird remedy number 1. Weird remedy number 2, because you've asked about this, to get rid of floaters, I use liquid MSM drops and vitamin C. You would think that this would sting when you put it in your eye, but it doesn't. You want to try it?
Why not?
It's very, very soothing. We're just flying by the seat of our pants right now.
We'll just do a live test right
just
at the
going to
moment.
do a live test, but it's
Just
very,
one drop?
it's very, just, well, 2 or 3 little drops.
2 or 3 little drops.
It's very, very soothing. You can't believe it. And
I
this
do
will
have floaters, so I'm curious.
Well, you should
All
be
right,
using
let's
this
try it
every day.
out.
Every time you come in to make dinner, we'll put this in your eyes.
Boink, boink.
How does it feel?
Wonderful.
It's very, very soothing.
It's not. It's not. It doesn't burn at all. It's soothing.
It's the
Actually,
most
that
soothing.
felt good because my eyes were kind of dry.
And there are many different brands. One that I have here is Gold Standard, but it's considered an organic sulfur brand. And the third really weird remedy that actually works is Physician Standard Nasal Clear. This is very good for very stubborn blocked sinuses. And last but not least, just to get back to the parasite theme, which you know is a very big theme in my life because I used to be known as the parasite queen until I graduated to Fat Flush. This is a canine dewormer.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I'd like my team to put up all of the videos that James Templeton from Templeton Wellness did with Joe Tippins. This is a remedy that has cured cancer, cured the big C, with thousands and thousands of people all over the country. So you need to see the research, you need to see the videos from Templeton Wellness. Joe Tippins is a businessman from Oklahoma that was diagnosed with, I guess it was small cell lung cancer. I think he had 3 months to live, and somehow or another he happened upon some weird but strange but effective research of a scientist that was doing some research on mice and was deworming the mice, and so gave the mice some fenbendazole, which is what Panacure C is. The mice not only got rid of their parasites, they got rid of the cancer that they also had concurred.
It's really incredible.
So you take this on a daily basis. You can get it anywhere. It's a Merck product. It's a canine dewormer, and it operates in 4 or 5 different ways. Number 1, it acts as a sugar blocker, and cancer loves sugar.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And number 2, it can activate the P53 gene, which is a tumor suppressor gene. So you start activating the gene, even if you don't have parasites. And then number 3, it gets rid of the microtubules that the cancer uses to kind of metastasize. So this is like the weirdest cure of all, but this is the one that you need to know about and just have in your bailiwick. I think you can also use this as an anti-aging remedy, as a longevity remedy.
Wow.
So it's Panacure C, fenbendazole. And we need to have all those videos posted that my team is going to do. Are there any questions, Matt, that I need to answer since I can't see them myself? We're good. So we're going to say l'chaim to you. We're going to wish you a wonderful weekend. We're going to wish you a happy birthday celebration on my behalf. And we want to hear what you're going to bring to our potluck because we want to invite all of you at some point here to beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So have a beautiful week, my friends. Lots of love.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye and good luck.